Are you still stuck in 2025? You know what separates the poor from the rich? Is thinking ahead. And in today's masterclass, we're going to talk about forward thinking. One of the keys and habits of a wealthy person is that they think ahead, plan ahead, so that they can be ahead. And the problem with us, or the problem with the poor, and the poor is poor in mind. I'll get into that. But let me talk to you a little bit about wealth. You know, when I started my wealth journey many years ago, taking masterclass course, books, everyone was talking about mindset. And all I wanted to know is what business to go in at that time. If it affiliate marketing, dropship, I just wanted to know which business is making the money. But everyone was talking about mindset. So I said, you know what, let me take this mindset thing seriously. Because it all comes down to the mind. What separates the rich from the poor is the thing they call the mind. And to get more in depth of it, it's talking about mindset. You know, we are wired to think poorly, to have poor thoughts, poor ideology, poor mindset. And one of the main things poor people think about is how to make money. What can I do to make money? How can I get a raise? We're just stuck in that mindset of thinking money, money, money. We have a driven or a goal or a mission to make money, get money, spend money, use money. Everything revolves around money when it comes to the poor. But now, what separates the wealthy or the rich is a different mindset. They don't think about money. They think about solution and results. That's what will separate you from moving from poor to rich or from poor to wealthy, is your mind. And you know, a lot of people may have told you this before. A lot of people may say it to you and you don't believe. But I'm here to tell you that your mind is what separates you. Because you need to understand that if you have a wealthy mind, just give it time, your finances will speak for you. But when tragedy hits, what separates you from living an average life or everything going good until something hit the economy? How do you move forward? And that's what we're going to talk about in this masterclass. Forward thinking. The wealthy, they think ahead. And the wealthier they are, is the farther they think. Do you know that manufacturers that are making cars now, they're making cars 10 and 20, even 30 years old? Toyota, all these big companies, they are manufacturing cars for 2030. Have you ever asked yourself, we're in 2025, but you have persons that are driving 2026, 2027 cars, and we haven't stepped into that year yet. It is because of forward thinking. If you don't think ahead and plan ahead, guess what? You won't be ahead. And we are so stuck in our current situation. We are so stuck in our current year, current month, current situation that we can't get outside of it because we are wired to think that way. And you may say to me, how can I plan for a new year that hasn't come yet? And I can't even plan my tomorrow. That is your problem. Your problem is you can't think ahead. You cannot envision or visualize or make plans ahead of your future. So when you step into that new year, everything is set. So the year doesn't hit you by surprise. You wonder why you get up every day and nothing changes in your life. It's because you don't think ahead, you don't plan ahead, so you won't get ahead. You have to forward think and start planning your new year, because that will separate you from the others. Why other businesses, other person advance in their career, health, in anything, is about planning ahead. Planning ahead, setting targets that are reachable. Planning ahead is not about dreams and aspiration. You know, I want a new house, I want a new car in 3 months' time, and you haven't planned how do I get there, what things I'm putting in place for that plan. It is not a dream that you just write down and you say, let me just write, this is a list of things I want, this is list of things I want to accomplish. But there's no plan, there's nothing in place to let these things manifest. Then that is not planning ahead, that is wishing. And nothing's changed when you wish. You have to set mini goals, set things that you can reach, target that are reachable. And the more you begin to plan ahead, think ahead, is the more accurate you will get in details. This is a key and a principle that separates the wealthy from the poor. The poor cannot see outside of where they are. They can't see their tomorrow, the next week, the next month. Everything is a surprise. They get up today, or today, whatever you bring, I'll take. And that's why you're poor. You get up without thinking hard. The new year has come. And guess what? The new year is not new to you because there's nothing in place. You have to get out of 2025. There's just a few more weeks left, a month and a few more weeks, couple days, and 2025 is out of here. Now we're in 2026. And if you don't plan ahead, 2026 will come and nothing in your life will change. Your finances will be the same, your relationship, nothing changes until you change it by planning and thinking ahead. Let me share with you a story. During the hurricane, you know that a hurricane hit Jamaica and it hit the western part of the island, especially Montego Bay area, and a lot of gas stations are closed down. They don't have any electricity. Now, a CEO, someone that is wealthy, that is thinking ahead, say to himself, what can I do? Instead of thinking, how can we fix the situation? He stepped outside of the situation and say, let's use this opportunity to innovate and think ahead. You know what he did? He created or he launched a fleet of mobile fueling stations. And I'm saying, wow, no one that doesn't have a wealthy mind, that is not thinking ahead, will come up with these innovation ideas. Because you may say when tragedy hits the economy, it only affects a few. And it's an opportunity now to separate the wealthy and the wealthy in mind that is thinking ahead. And he uses that opportunity to set out himself apart by thinking ahead and innovating with new ideas. And then the minister said that Jamaicans will love to jump on the bandwagon. But the thing is, by the time they catch up to that innovation, you will have come up with something else, something new, because the wealthy always think ahead. And by the time you catch up with them, they're ahead again. So this is the key, one of the most important key in order for you to grow financially, grow and scale. It is about thinking ahead. There's another side of wealth that is spiritual, that a lot of people, they don't understand. But I'm going to start out by sharing a story. A few months ago, a friend of mine reached out to me, and he said he wanted a logo and a label design. We went on it, we worked on it, and he said that the Lord spoke to him that he should go in the water business. Why are you still drinking pipe water? You should be drinking truly purified water. If you need a case of truly purified water, WhatsApp or call 876-497-8697. Stay hydrated. So I created the logo, did everything. But now the entrepreneur side of me begin to think and analyze. Because as entrepreneur, business owner, we think and we check the marketplace to see if this business has prosperity in it. So I did my check and I was saying, how is going to scale this business to make it profitable? Because there's a lot of competition. How are you going to build that brand surrounding a lot of competition and other? There's so many different water brands, new ones, big ones, and they're struggling. What is going to make this business grow? But the storm hit, and the Lord brought it back to my remembrance that He gave him the strategy for the economy in this season. And the reason why He gave him it was because He's a giver. A lot of us as believers, we give, we don't submit our entire life to God. Different aspect. You know, being a Christian is dimensional, meaning that you can submit your relationship, your faith, but when it comes to money, we leave God out of it. We're not faithful in our tithes. We don't sponsor the gospel. We don't sponsor the work of God. We don't sponsor the churches. Your money is between you, and you leave God out of it. But for him was a different case. And because of that, the Lord protected him and gave him the strategy for that time. And let me talk to you about tithes. A lot of us think that tithes will make you rich, will make you wealthy. No. Look on tithes as tax to God. It is due unto him. It is required for you to pay 10%. It's tax. It won't make you rich, it won't make you wealthy. No. What will make you rich or wealthy is the law or the principle of seed and harvest. Now, if you pay 10% and anything above 10%, now becomes a seed. So for instance, you pay 20%, 10% is a seed, and 10% is your tithes. You pay 30%, 10% is your tithes, and 20% is a seed. And that's what will set you apart, because that now becomes a breeding ground for an harvest. A lot of us, when we are struggling financially, or you're finding it hard for ends to meet, what do? You cut down on the tithes. But that's not the solution. That's not the way out. If you're struggling financially, the key is not to pay less, it's to pay more. I'm going to prove it to you with a biblical story. There was a woman in the Bible, she and her son. The economy was failing. They had famine in that time. She only had enough to prepare one last meal. Then she wouldn't know what next to do. Prophet came to her house and said, "What do you have?" And he said, "We don't have enough. This is all we have. And it's just enough to prepare one last meal." And he spoke to her and said, "Prepare and give me that meal." He didn't say, "Let us share and eat." He said, "Give me everything." She did it. She sowed everything as a seed. And what was her harvest? The Bible said her cup, her vessel began to overflow with oil. And now she begins to feed the community because of the power of seed and a harvest. That is what separates you from being rich, from being poor, to get into that place of wealth. Because you're saying to God, "I'm giving you more and expecting you to come through from me." So get God involved in your finances and watch God protect you and give you the strategy for you to flourish in any circumstances. Because for him, the Lord have gave him the strategy. So the economy is failing, but he's not, because he's faithful to God in his finances. And when you're faithful to God in your finances, he will protect you in that area. So remember, plan ahead to be ahead. MGCA, Marketplace Growth Consultant Agency. We specialize in growth, scaling your business, taking you to a next level in the marketplace. Growth, how to strategize, how to market your business, your product, or your services, how to use AI tools, integration. We understand that it is not time to fight AI, but it's time to work with AI. And we have the infrastructure, the team, and the tool, not just to guide you, but to hold your hand throughout the process. Whether it is in digital innovation, marketing, bringing you into the marketplace, giving you a level of visibility like never before, and targeting your special customer. I say special customer because there is a customer for you. Not everyone is for you, and we look for the customer that is for you, and we connect them to you. And the thing is, we don't make money unless you make money. So we specialize in results. We want it to work so that we can continue to work. MGCA, Marketplace Growth Consultant Agency, taking you to the next level.